And happy Thursday evening, everyone. And I'm not going to ask Amy about what she knows, especially after muting her like that.
I know many things.
You know I do that intentionally, right?
I know many things, Greg. I know many things.
Yes, you do.
If we ever quit being friends, you should run because I know so many things.
And you have the pictures to prove it.
I do. True statement. True statement.
I'm going to regret sending you that.
It is the greatest thing in the whole wide world. Love it. I technically have blackmail on you, Greg. Like, I feel so powerful. So powerful.
It will only happen once.
Sure. If you say.
We are actually here today to talk about the hardships of starting a first-year convention. And we have New Wave Expo with us. It's from Corpus. And we have Baycon, which is up in Dallas-Fort Worth area, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think you can hear us yet.
I can slightly hear y'all. It's in the Houston area.
Nice!
Yeah, I'm trying to still get my stuff to fix. I'm using my phone now. Sorry.
Oh, It's all good. I'm glad that you can hear us because I was telling Greg before he rudely interrupted me that if we were playing the quiet game, you would win. Like, he flat out won the game. 100%, man. You won.
Thanks.
Chris is actually watching, and Chris and his wife, I believe, run Black Hills Con up in South Dakota.
Yeah.
So we have conventions all over the place. Chris Hayes from Cowtown. Oh, man, we're just getting all these conventions coming in today.
Welcome.
So let's talk a little bit about difficulties. I think one of our biggest issues will probably be finding sponsors because we're in a small town. I think that's going to be one of our issues.
Yeah.
What do you think, Amy?
For Tri-City Comic-Con?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if finding sponsors is going to be hard. I think just the undertaking of doing a show and it's your first year, right? I think you encounter so many things, right? You encounter so many different like issues and learning curves and adjustments that I think as smoothly as you want your first year to go, I think there's always going to be like that one where you're just like, man, this was like a headache on wheels, but I'm going to do it all again. This is all the things I learned. Like I'm game for that though. Like I think as you learn as you go and you grow and expand different things, you know, you figure out what works and what doesn't work. So I don't think that's the hardest part. I don't think sponsors is hard. I think it's making sure that you put off like a badass show as smooth as possible for the attendees and the vendors, you know, no matter what's going on behind the scenes, that it doesn't overflow into the actual show. That to me is the hardest part.
Well, I'll let Mish go first because Baycon has already happened for their first year. Mish, you're muted.
Let me see. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess for us, like, it's really a struggle with multiple things. Like I have another co-founder. And so like my vision's a little bit different than his vision. And so we kind of try and meet in the middle. And sometimes he wins, sometimes I win. So that's one of the things. But a lot of vendors right now, they're like contacting, or they have been contacted the last couple of months what was your attendance last year? And like, how many vendors do you have and how many tickets are sold? And I've been in this industry off and on for about 20 years now. And a lot of these people, they buy tickets last minute or the day of the event. But also conventions really struggle with sponsorships if you don't have it, just because they want to know those things too. And who are your special guests? And I think that like getting everything established, and you spend a lot of money that first year. But I would have to say I tip my hat to Baycon. I really, really do, because we have been to 20 conventions this year. And all 20 conventions, I would say that Baycon's is the most successful that we went to, because they did it right in their first year. And I want to be like them next year, because they didn't overspend on money, and they knew what they were. And like there was a flow the whole time. There was never a dull moment, and there was a flow, and like there was not one upset vendor, and like everybody was happy the whole entire time. And that's very hard. That is very, very hard to do. So I want to be like you, Baycon. I want to be like you.
Well, the other thing also is space, because trying to find the convention with the space.
So this is our space, and I have the map ready to go, but I'm just not going to I wasn't going to put it out here, but this is our space. And so it's a good amount of space. And I was like, man, how are we going to fill it? And now I'm like, how are we going to do this? There's like not. And now I'm like, oh, there's an echo. And now there's like too much. And I feel like we should have been this glorified toy show to begin with. And now we have all these special guests and voice actors, and like we brought in our own restaurants. And with an event center, a lot of times you get what the concession stand has. But we went through our contract and everything, and we did it. We ended up getting our own restaurants, and so we have local restaurants and going to be at our show and everything. And now we're kind of pressed for time, and we're pressed for space now.
Yeah, y'all show was less than a month away.
Yeah, don't remind me.
We actually have the advantage where we're still just a tad bit over a year. Tad bit.
Okay, well, wait. Let me make you guys feel a little bit better. Greg literally started planning this and booked everything out like 2 years, like well at the beginning of this year, February. Way before it goes out. Okay, so technically, I feel like that was just like I would have just been like, all right, it's January. We're gonna knock this out. We're gonna have it all done by November, right? Like that would have been my mindset, just because like I don't know what I'm doing, right? So I would have just done that.
But do y'all have another convention in y'all's town or city?
Not. This is the first one in East Texas. Yeah. Going up.
Well, that's another struggle of a first-year convention with somebody else that already has something established here in our city.
Yeah,
so that's a struggle. Just because, like, theirs is in June or July. I think it's July, and like ours is in October, and like so we're 2 different seasons away from each other completely. And like we've just hit some struggles. Like they're like, oh, you're competing against them, and I'm like, we're not really. I mean, I feel like we're 2 different conventions that there's more than enough entertainment for everybody. Like we're not taking money from them, and they're not taking money from us. It's 2 different ones.
Yeah, I don't even know if you have to be like in the same city though, because there's so many that happen between like where Greg lives and like north of where I live. Well, I like to say that Greg lives in the middle of nowhere, because I don't know where Greg, like I've never heard of where Greg lives. But anyways, just saying. But
It's a whole nother world.
It's a whole new world over there for me, man. But like between where Greg lives and like north of where I live, I mean, there's so many conventions and they're all like so big that, you know, each one wants to dominate and they're like, I'm just gonna, I don't know, they just like become like Darth Vader or like.
Well, some of them can be friends. I mean, like when we went to San
Right?
Japan, like they were like, "Oh, you need to come to our show, and you'll have a table there." And I was like, "Awesome! You can come to our show and have a table." And I know your show's already done with, but I'm sure you still want to advertise and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
so like we've invited them, but HCon, not to call HCon out. So sorry if anybody's from HCon, but somebody's from HCon said, we didn't even know that they didn't like us until we got here. And I think KameyaCon, I think that they said the same thing. And they're from two different cities. And they just like one person doesn't even know that the other convention doesn't even like them. And you're just like, okay, I guess we're enemies. Like,
right?
We don't have any.
That's the craziest thing though, is it's kind of like, I don't know where, I mean, I don't know if it's like smaller cons. Greg's more my con goer. I'm just recently started going.
I've noticed it from the bigger cons.
Yeah.
I've definitely noticed from the bigger cons that they are like that. It's not the smaller cons. I think that with the smaller cons, like they remember where they came from and they know the struggles. Like I'm sure as like I say that Baycon was super successful, but I'm sure he had his struggles. And he's over there being all humble and quiet. And
Baycon, we need the secrets, man. We need the secrets.
Tell us. I have
okay. I'll tell you the secret.
Please, ready.
I'll give you the secret sauce if you want it.
Yes.
All right. So at Baycon, we believe we have a motto and we live and breathe it, and it's ABH, always be hustling. You just gotta always be hustling.
Yeah.
Anytime there is a convention or a Japanese festival, anything that can correlate to our convention, me and my team were there and we were handing out flyers. We get a lot of guerrilla marketing. We would just walk up to people at Barnes and Nobles, at restaurants, at other conventions. I didn't ask the conventions if I could do it. I just went and went, hey, do you like anime? And then handed him a flyer.
I like it. You just straight up, like, you had enough balls to just go and be like, I'm going to pass this out. You didn't even ask. I love that.
Yeah, I owe a lot of it to my to one of my team members. Yeah.
Tell them why you started.
Oh, why I started?
Yeah. I love this. I love this story.
So, I throw really, really big birthday parties. And every year they keep getting bigger and bigger. And I always plan about 6 months out. And it was December of 2021. And I was like, all right, what should I do for my birthday in July? And I was all like, let's do a cosplay themed birthday. Because the year before was called Bakomania. And I made t-shirts that had my face on them and said Bakomania. I had cups that said Bakomania and lanyards. I think I have one over here somewhere. And I was like, how do you make a cosplay birthday party? And I was like, when I just make a convention. And I couldn't stop thinking about how I could run it, how I could make a convention. I have 5 years of event experience because I work for the city that I live in, and I do event planning and programs. So I know the vendor side, and I was like, I think I could do this. And I told my friend who helps me, Drew, I was like, hey, I think we could do this. And he's like, can you do it in 6 months? I was like, I don't know. And then a week later, I was like, hey, the website's live. We're doing this. I just couldn't stop thinking about it. So
I want to go to one of your birthday parties. Like,
well, I no longer do my birthday party because it became Baycon now.
Well, I mean, I need to go to that. When is your birthday?
My birthday is July 5th.
Oh my gosh, you have got to be kidding me.
Why?
Have got to be kidding me. Holy cow, man. Okay, let me tell you my birthday timeline. Okay, because it's significant to this conversation.
All right.
So, my birthday is June 30th. Okay. My husband's birthday is July 6th. And my daughter's birthday, my oldest, is July 8th. I kid you not. Right?
Wow.
I know. And so now you're on the 5th. So now it's just like, man, what the hell? Like, come on, man. Like, we're just destined to be friends. We are destined to be friends, my friend. Oh, my goodness.
Now you got to add a person. Actually, you got to add about 3 more people to that birthday party.
You're gonna have to, or I need to come to your Comic-Con. I love dressing up and doing cosplay. I don't have the time nor the patience to make my own. I'm not gonna lie. So I buy mine, but that's also because I have 2 little kids and I'm doing good to remember my name by the end of the day. Okay. So
I agree with that 100% from Chris. Says, so well said, concept run out of love or what makes the experience. It's the cash grab cons that ruin the experience for the fans. And I was actually going to say that one of the biggest things is that when you have people that are like, oh, we hate this con, that's going to make you ruin the experience. The cons should be made for the fans. They shouldn't be made for like the cash grabs. It should be basically for the fans. And that's
when I started mine, I didn't think about breaking even or any of that. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna be in the hole, but I want to do it because it sounds like a fun idea. I think I can do it. I think I can bring the experience, and I promote it as a small 1-day convention, and people just kept, vendors and artists just kept coming, and cosplay guests were like, hey, we'll do it. And I was like, really? You're come to this small town outside of Houston? Sure, let's do it.
Where is it at?
So my first one, we held it in Alvin, Texas, which is like 30.
No way! Oh my God! I used to live over in like Clear Lake, Webster area, so like 45 minutes from there. My sister's husband's from Alvin, so I know where Alvin is.
So that's where we did it. We did it in the Alvin. So where I work, it doubles up as a rental on the weekends. So I already knew how to book the area I was in. I had the home field advantage of being in a space that I work at and having keys and access to it, so I could plan the day before without having to pay extra and stay a little later and know all the ins and outs of how to make things work.
Yeah.
Nice, William, we have to reset every so often, so if you go up and hit the StreamYard link, it should put you back on with your name.
I'll send him the link in the comments.
Okay.
Man, that's cool though. I'm telling you, we were just destined to be friends, man. Like, I was destined to be on here and to be y'all's friend. That is for sure.
The Amy way.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's creepy, but like, if you ever like actually hang out with me or, get to talk to me more, things like this happen to me all the time. It's like very divine. It's very,
well, you're going to be at New Wave Expo, right?
I am. I'm super excited about it.
To Baycon, right?
Yeah, I am. I just got my tablecloth in today too, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Great. We're all destined to be BFFs. Like, I'm pretty sure now. Okay, disclaimer. I have to give this disclaimer, and I do it all the time. Greg said it so many times that he's probably irritated with me. But my personality is a lot to handle. Okay, like it's legit is 100% this all the time, all the time. And if I'm not if I'm not sitting at a table, I'm up doing shit. Like, I don't know if I'm running around. If I'm in like my Gwenem outfit, then I'm like just having fun and you don't know who I am because my mask is on, and that's like the most fun. So yeah, I'm constantly 100% this.
Hey, Albie.
Just a disclaimer, because I feel like if I don't disclaim you and you meet me, you're gonna tell Greg and be like, "Holy shit, she's so much to handle. Like, I need a break." So I'm telling you now, so you can kind of prepare for it for when you meet me.
It's okay. I'm a larger than life kind of personality, so I get it.
I love it.
He's probably gonna say, "Here's 100 just for dealing with her."
Probably. It's a true statement. It's a true statement. It's a lot to handle. It is a lot, for sure.
Patron, first thing, Greg deals with Amy.
No.
He's not that bad.
I like to think I'm not, but I'm biased because it's myself. But what kind of like difficulties, I guess, have both of y'all kind of encountered in terms of like running your show or getting ready for it?
I think one of the big ones, like I said, it's that we have another convention here in Corpus Christi, and like everyone thinks like we're in war with them, and we're like, no, we wish them the best, and but like, or they'll get us confused and stuff like that. And then whenever we try to go and get sponsorships, they're like, oh, well, this is your first year. Let's see what happens next year and see if you can become bigger than Corpus Christi Comic Con. And I'm like, oh, well, we're not going to be bigger than Corpus Christi Comic Con because they'll always be bigger because they have so many, like 4 or 5 years ahead of us.
Yeah.
And so, like, I feel like they're kind of trying to, like, set us up for failure. And I'm like, we're going to be us. We're not in competition with anybody. We're going to be us.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's a big, big struggle with us. There used to be RealmsCon, and then RealmsCon kind of got a bad name and a bad reputation. And, like, and I used to volunteer with them and everything. And I kind of wish that they came back. And then there's Corpus Christi Comic Con, and like they're still existing and stuff like that. So it's hard to get those sponsorships. It's really, really hard. And we don't have like very many selections for event centers and stuff like that. So that's another struggle. And like with the price that we got for one day, it's still way more expensive than if we did it at a hotel for the whole weekend. And so you're just like, gosh, like I wish that we would have gone that route. And it's a lot of should have, could have, would haves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we're already planning, like this one hasn't even happened, and we're planning like 6 months down after this one. We're gonna do a 6-month one, and then that's gonna be a smaller one, and then we're going to do another year one next October.
Oh, okay. Nice. So have like one that is in between, a smaller one in between.
Yeah. So one of them, so one of them's going to be at a hotel. Like the 6-month one is going to be at a hotel. That's going to be for the whole weekend. And I say that one's smaller just because it's not a convention center. It's not a big, big convention center. But like, I think my personal opinion, the best conventions are at hotels because it's nonstop. Like you have like the anime, you have the anime room, and you have like people are just like continuing to play. And like I went to Furry Fiesta, which was very, very different than a regular convention. A Furry Fiesta, like with furries and stuff, very, very different. But like 4:00 in the morning, and they're still playing games and stuff like that. I want that experience. I want to be able to like have the party going from Friday afternoon to Sunday afternoon. And like we have like, I want to try to make it that we get so many like grants and so much like sponsorship that we can have it free for everyone. Like you don't have to pay. The vendors pay for it, and the grants pay for it and stuff like that. But they don't do that for first year because they want first year numbers.
And they want to see everything and print the numbers up ahead of time.
So that's just, that is like one of our number one struggles. I think we like one of our sponsors that we wanted to get that we weren't able to get. We worked on them since January. And then this week they told us, well, like maybe next year. And they're a food vendor. And so, but this was our only time that we could have food vendors. So next year we're not going to be able to have it. And so it's gone. Like all of that time that we spent on working with them and everything and bringing a voice actor to their restaurant and everything. Like, I feel like that's something that we have to do, but it's still really, really hard to swallow because you have to put a lot of effort into those sponsorships and give them a lot of information and everything and kind of do like a song and dance for them. And then them tell you, no, it's not going to work out. Maybe next year.
Yeah, I got to get with. We'll probably be making a small announcement at your show.
Oh, cool. Nice.
So for our show, we'll be making a small announcement at your show. There you go.
What about you, Bacon?
For me, the first year struggles was I had all my vendors and artists to sell locked down by like February. It was ticket sales that were taking forever to go. And I sold my tickets really cheap because I was like, I'm a 1-day convention, no one's gonna come. So let's undersell ourselves a lot. And I also had no voice actors at the time. So all I had were a couple cosplay guests coming from San Antonio and Louisiana. And I was like, well, I guess that's our niche, is cosplay. And I was just steadily through like March and April, the ticket sales are really low. And I was like, oh, I started getting really nervous for my vendors because at that point it was more, it's not for me. I want to make sure the people that are invited, the people that are come here to sell things are going to make money. And eventually those started coming up because everyone's last minute. And our early registration sale ended in May. And that day we sold over 100 in one day. And I was like, okay. The other thing is I had got asked questions. Are you going to have a special voice actor? And I was like, as a first time convention, I don't think I can afford it. All of it was coming out of pocket. And I got lucky. Was it 5 days before my convention at Chaotic Freedom Con, I ran into Chuck Hebert. And I gave him a flyer, and I was just inviting him to come out. I wasn't inviting him to be a guest or anything. I was like, why don't you come check us out? And he emails me that Monday, and he's like, hey, I'll come if you pay for a hotel night stay. And I was like, done, let's do it. So I was like, I got a voice actor 5 days before my convention.
Nice.
Chuck is one of the best.
That's what he gives. He does that for all first year cons. So he's really, really nice, and he's easy to talk to.
Yes, he's very easy to talk to, set up, get things organized. And it made me feel like I was legitimate. Like until that moment, I felt like I was kind of a convention. I felt like I was a half a convention. Yeah. And then as soon as I got one celebrity, I was all like, okay, I am a convention. And so that was one of the worries for me. The other one was I put down the deposit, and as ticket sales and vendor sales came in, that eventually paid off the rental, and it was getting really close. And then I still had to pay for other things. And I eventually went to try to go get a loan because I didn't have enough money, and the bank had declined my loan. And I was just like, and that was like 2 weeks before my convention. And I was just like, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And luckily everything worked out. And it was just so many things at once that gave me this like anxiety of like, oh my God, it's not going to happen. It's just going to fail. But I pulled it off, and I was super happy about that.
I think I like the last month and a half, I've been waking up. What if nobody shows up? What if the voice actors or the special guests, they cancel? What if the place doesn't have power? What if nobody shows up? Like, what if like the tickets, because like I said, like our demographics, they wait the last minute to buy tickets. And because that's like their kids or their parents. And so now like our general admission is $35, and then it's $100 for VIP, and 10 and under get in free. So like that's what we have. And I was thinking, I was like, I've seen other shows like they sell out on a lot of the stuff and everything. Well, so a lot of what these, and I'm not going to call out any names that any conventions that I worked for that do this, but a lot of conventions, what they do is like, they do like Friday, like if it's a full weekend, they do like Friday. So there's like, oh, they're sold out on Friday. So no more Friday tickets and no more Sunday tickets. So you have to get the whole weekend. Or like no more early bird, or like they scare tactic of, oh, well, there's only this many left. Because they want you to hurry up and buy those tickets, because those tickets are really going to be like helpful. But with us, we have Ticketmaster, and we don't see that money until like a week after our show.
Yeah.
So like we're trying to sell tickets on the side. Like they printed us tickets, but then also Ticketmaster, like they have all these hidden fees and stuff. And so it ends up being really expensive, because something that's supposed to be $35, online it's way more expensive, and so we're trying to give it to the best price without, like, because we still have to pay their facility fee and we have to pay taxes, and then it's our 35. So then do we incur that fee or do they incur that fee? And it's so hard to determine, like, because like it can add up like really, really fast, and then we end up like owing a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now,
it's really scary. Honestly, it's scary.
Is that the venue making you use Ticketmaster?
Yes.
Okay.
So they have the monopoly. So when we do our 6-month show at the hotel, like we're going to do the tickets ourselves. And I think you told me, Greg, right, that you had
I can hook you up with somebody that will help you out.
Just
completely.
because like it's all these hidden fees. Like when we first got with Ticketmaster, I had a couple of people like message me saying, hey, we wanted to get VIP, but it's $100, but then with all of the Ticketmaster, it would ended up being like 140 something on top, like 140 something all together. And I was like, holy crap. Like that's expensive. Like $40 more on top of your regular price. That's a lot. So like, but that's just something that we have to do. And then, like I said, we're bringing in the food, but next year they're not going to offer that. The only reason they offered it this time is because they were in the transition of getting rid of Savor. And so like, that's how they did it. But it's a pain. It really is. And it's a lot keeps you up at night. Especially
I believe that, because ever since Greg started planning this one and asked me to be a part of it, I have lost sleep every night because I do live in fear. One, I mean, Greg's like, how about this, Amy, or how about that? And I'm just like, holy shit, Greg, it's not till November, man. I don't know. But then at the same time, I'm over here and I'm just like, oh my God, like, what if nobody comes? Right? Yeah. That's my biggest fear. My biggest fear is what if nobody else like thought it was like a fun, cool idea, right?
Yeah.
Like,
what if nobody sees your vision? Yeah.
Right? Like, I love this shit and I'm so excited to like do it, and like the logo and everything. I'm just like, yes, this is awesome, right?
And then everybody's like, it's okay.
Right? And then I'm just like, oh my gosh, like no one else thinks this shit is as fun as I do, you know? Like, I don't even care about like making money from the event or anything like that. I want people to come and like have a fun experience, you know, like come and have a fun experience, meet some cool people, you know, find something that's like, you know, cute and not, I mean, it doesn't have to be cute. I guess it could be like deadly. I mean, if you want to like buy a battle axe or something, I don't know. But, like, you know, like something that's like different that you can't get, you know, online, like buy online, right? From like the vendors and stuff. Like that's more like what I care about is like having a full body, like experience for everyone that wants to come. Like everything else, I know don't send me hater mail, okay, on this. But everything else, I don't really give a shit about. Like, I want people to come and just have like a really fun time and be like, man, you know what? I'm so glad that I bought these tickets because I didn't know what I was going to do this weekend. And then I had a fun ass time doing this, right? That's really all I care about. Like, I don't really care about anything else. Well, that's not true. I care about one of the guests that we have. I already told Greg. I was like, you're going to have to handle that shit on your own because I'm going to be in line. Now, that is a true statement. But, like, everything else, I just want, like, that's my whole, like, vision and, like, going for it. And I know that that's also Greg's. So I live in fear of, like, me and Greg and the vendors and the guests that we've, like, brought in being the only people there. You know? Like, I don't know. That's, like, my biggest fear. So I don't know. It's just like ours is not for another year, and I have that pain. So.
Well, one of the things that I told Amy, and it's like, look, I'm shooting at a very low number. I want 250. At 250, I'm happy. Anything above that, great. So
people,
yeah.
See, right now, I just want 10. Just 10 people like I can high five. I will run around the entire friggin' place and high five you. Like, I'm like, 10 is great.
I meant for both days.
Great, man. Like, I'm just like someone other than me and Greg and the vendors,
Yeah.
like someone else.
Yeah, because I can't spend that much money on a vendor table.
I got low goals, man. I got low goals. That's how I'm like so happy.
When I first did mine, I was like, I'll probably get 50 of my closest friends and then 50 strangers, and that's 100. And then the number started going up a little bit, and I was like, maybe we'll hit. I was like, realistic goal 150, unrealistic goal 200 for the one day, and we got 500. So
wow, nice. You had me when you said 50 of your friends. I'm over here trying to count all my friends, and they're on one hand. So the fact that you have 50 friends, I'm jealous because I don't. I don't. I don't know if I just don't like it. I don't like people. That's probably why I don't like people.
I think one of the things that got me, and it was kind of surprising actually, is because I think right before, literally 2 days before, or the day before Anime Houston, I got a message saying, hey, we want to do an interview with you. And it was Nacogdoches News.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, when do you want to do it? Well, tomorrow. And it's like, oh, crap. So I got to go all the way out to Nacogdoches and then back to Houston. And it's like, no, we'll meet you at Livingston. And it's like, that will work. But that seeing that it's already being heard about is making me happy. That the news actually wanted to cover us.
I don't know. Those things just make me nervous because I'm like, well, it still has so far to go out, And I don't know. I don't know if you guys, I feel like all of us experience the same anxieties, right? I don't know. I guess I dramatize my experiences.
2 weeks before my convention, I made myself sick. I had to call into work because I rarely get sick. And I was like, why do I, like, my stomach was hurting. I had a fever and it just came out of nowhere. And the night before I was just thinking about logistics and everything else. And it just made myself so sick about it. So yes, I will agree.
Comic Conroe, year 1. Oh my God. The owner got COVID. Right before the show.
Yeah, he didn't even get to be there.
He didn't even get to be at his own show. His very first show, he didn't even get to be at it.
Wow.
So my parents got COVID, right? Like 2-3 weeks before. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to stay at the house. I'm going to go stay at a friend's house for the next week or two because I cannot be sick. I have to be there. I'm the one with the vision for how it's going to be run, the layout, and I need to be there to tell my staff what to do. So.
Yeah. See, I don't know. See, I don't know. I thrive in chaotic, stressful situations. I don't know why, but I do. And I tend to be like calm as a cucumber when that happens. But then it's like when you put me in that situation, then the day happens and then the day's over and all of this thing, I literally it's the weirdest thing. It is because I'm a mom. I do have superpowers. Yes. But, I feel like at the end of the day, like if I go home and like detox, even if I'm just like a vendor, right? And like the backstory and like things that are going on and stuff. I literally sometimes feel like it's just like you sitting in the room and like everything's just burning down. You're just like, no, it's all going to be okay. And you just start rocking back and forth, like you're the crazy person. That is soothing to me sometimes. So I feel like that's what's going to happen. So I'm just, I'm already practicing that. And, it's a soothing rocking back. I'm not the only crazy person in this room. I'm going to make Greg do that with me. That's how
I used to be a 911 dispatcher, so I'm used to that.
Greg, no. Miss, you thought you were the only one. You do the same thing?
I thought I was the only one because like I'm doing this. I'm like, okay, it's fine. But I thought I was the only one, and I've had like these panic attacks. I'm like, what if I get sick? What if I can't go? What if my car doesn't want to work? What if I can't find a ride? Like just all kinds of crazy things. And then I'm like, I don't know.
See, I have the same fear because Greg did tell me, right? Because like this year, I didn't get to go to a lot of Comic-Cons, right? The year before I did. This year, I didn't get to go to a whole lot because one, there were so many stacked on top of each other. And 2, they were like all around my kids' birthdays or like special things going on with my kids. And my kids are little, right? So Greg's like, Amy, you have to come to our Comic-Con. And I'm over here living in fear that what if my kid gets sick or something happens, or like, I don't know, something happens to Josh and I can't be there. And then I have the wrath of Greg, which honestly is not that scary. So I'm not really worried about the wrath of Greg. But it's like, I don't get to be there, right? Like I've put so much time and effort into this show with Greg, and I don't get to be there because of like unforeseen circumstances, right? Because at the same time, if my kid gets sick, you know, I feel like, I don't know, I'm going to have the mom guilt that like I left my kid with my, you know, their dad so I can go to the show. But it's kind of like, yeah, I want to go, you know? I don't know. I'll probably end up going at the same time and checking in on my kid at the same time. But I always live in fear that those like things are going to happen. And so it's not like a business meeting, right? Where I can just be like, yeah, my kid's over there asleep. So if she wakes up, I got to go because she's not feeling good. But you have my undivided attention until it happens, right? Like I can't do that. And so I don't know. I have like, damn it, Greg, it's not even until November. And now I'm having all kinds of anxiety. And I need to take a shot of Jack or like tequila or something. Oh, speaking of tequila, we're going to rabbit hole for a minute because this is a thing. So we're going to rabbit hole. I tried. By I mean my husband, because I am a civilized person that doesn't drink at big fancy events. Actually, no, I just was the DD. But anyway, George Strait has a tequila out. Did any of y'all know this?
Yes.
Okay, have you tried it?
No.
Okay, look, let me tell you, it's worth the price tag. Okay, because it's vague.
Tequila.
Yeah.
Yes, Anubis. I know, man. I am your tequila girl. Okay, I got tequila in there. I'm fixing to have me one of my Texans after this. I haven't had one in a long time.
I'll watch citrus in my sandwich.
Oh, well, good. You should. But his tequila is the bomb. It's expensive. It's like, I don't know, it's like between $150 and $200, but it is the bomb. So my husband goes to this big, I don't know, engineering conference, right? Oil and gas conference. And it was in San Antonio, which is where we're from. And so I went with them. And they, oh my gosh, they have like hotel suites that they like rent out. I guess they don't rent out, but they're for like the weekend. And they like throw these massive parties in these suites. Okay. And anyways, they had a tequila tasting one. And so my husband tasted it and he was like, that is the best tequila I've ever friggin' had. So I'm passing on his wisdom because evidently now he's a tequila connoisseur. It's worth your money on that.
Did y'all know that there is alcohol-free tequila? I mean, someone explained this to me. And it's actually like $20-something.
Oh, okay. I'll try it. I mean, it hasn't been him, but I'll try it.
But why? Like,
I mean, I know, but I don't. You know what? Let me tell you why. I have perfect answer for this because it's a great example. So my daughter always wants to have coffee with me in the morning, and I give her chocolate milk because she can't have coffee, right? I don't need her on coffee. So maybe when I have an adult beverage, my daughter's like, Mommy, I want some. I can give her some of that, and I'm not going to feel bad when she tells people that she drinks tequila.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that.
Made. I'm pretty confident it was made so your kids can have a drink with you and not get drunk. I like that. That fits for me.
How old is your daughter?
Only Amy.
Oh, not really. She's
Only
3.
Amy.
I'm not going to give her it.
Okay.
Joking.
Please.
I'm just joking. But still, right? It's kind of a whole thing. But no, I know like it could be for pregnant women too, like because they can't.
Maybe it's for the non-alcoholics.
I mean, I like to think that everyone. I don't know. Do those people like don't? Okay, I know. I don't. I'm gonna backpedal because I was gonna say, do those people exist? But in reality, they do. So
What about this? What about those people that drink and they drink very, very heavily, but they will still want to drink with everybody else? So it's not them stopping. It's just
I like this
maintaining
I like we're trying to justify tequila that doesn't have tequila in it to make us feel better about drinking actual tequila. I really like this. Y'all are my kind of people.
Alcoholics. Social alcoholics.
I don't know if they're alcoholics.
There has to be the reason. What about Modelo? What about that? What about Modelo? What about that non-alcoholic beer?
They have that? See, I don't know. I just know the stuff that has alcohol in it. That's so bad. Oh my gosh.
My ex's grandmother, she was in a nursing home for the last like 2 years remainder of her life. And they let her have one once a week.
Oh, that is so nice. Now that is a place that I want to stay when I get, old and crazy. I want to stay in a place like that. Yes.
This needs to be a panel now. There you go.
It does. Oh my gosh. Oh man. I'm telling
it's amazing
you.
What you can have at panels.
I know. Okay, as crazy as that sounds, I would attend that. I would totally attend like an alcohol conversation or like a whiskey panel, and they all talked about different whiskeys and what's crap and what's not, and we could taste it all. Oh yes. You had me at that. I would attend all of that.
So
speaking of Chris, Chris, real quick, after the show, send me a message because I do want to talk about Fargo, anime Fargo.
Mm-hmm. So Baycon, insurance, I just got our insurance because we had to get it like a month before, and so we turned it in and everything. Like, what was your insurance like? Like, you don't have to tell me the price, but like, I did not realize like all of this stuff about insurance.
So, I'm gonna be honest. I worked the system. Since I worked for the city, I knew that if I was doing a citywide event, because anytime you do a citywide event, you have to submit a citywide application. And with the application, you have to have an insurance with it. And I was like, oh, how am I going to do this? I don't know how to do that. So when I rented the facility that I work at, it's technically rented as a private owner. And it was my back door in and around having to get insurance. So I didn't have insurance.
Ooh, I like loopholes. That's a loophole, and I like a loophole.
So with our insurance, they were going to charge us a few $100s if we had a bouncy house for liability. We're saving a few $100s because we're not having any hemp or CBD. We're saving a few $100s because we don't have alcohol at our event. So something that should have, and I looked at everything, and I researched everything like crazy. And so something that was supposed to be like almost 5,000, I got it for like under 5.
That's good. So I'm currently working on our second year already, and I've come into the insurance thing now. I don't have to have it until later next year, but luckily one of the places I'm looking at says they have a person, a company they use that works with a lot of them, so I could try going there. So,
well, some of the venues will actually cover the insurance for you, but some of them will say you have to have it. Yeah. Because when I asked ours, they're like, "Oh, you're good." So.
And then, you have to have a certain amount of security there, and you have to have a certain amount of police officers and a fire marshal, and cleaning staff, and just all of this stuff. So our event ended up for the actual rental, it was one price. And then all of this extra stuff that the venue is tacking on, it's making it so much more than the actual rental itself. And so but they're predicting how many people are going to be showing up. And we're like, whoa, that's a little high. Oh, that's a little low. And so we kind of have to play around with it and stuff like that. And I guess they go upon how many tickets you sell also. So closer to the time they go, so they're going to say, okay, you sold this many tickets, so this is how much security you're going to need. And then they're going to average how many tickets they're going to predict. So even if you don't sell that many or you go over that amount, it's not going to be any difference on your price. But I guess that's a good thing and a bad thing with our ticket sales. Like if we do a low number on ticket sales right now, then like our security and stuff like that isn't going to be that high. But again, like it's still very, very stressful. Like I get like every day I get an email telling me how many tickets I sold, and I'm like, do I want to look at that today? It's like asking myself, do I want to have a panic attack this morning? Or do I want to wait? And so usually what I do is I end up waiting until later on in the afternoon when I know that like I have a couple of minutes to like hyperventilate, and then like I go on with my day.
I'm fixing to get off work. Let me see how many we've sold.
Yes.
Let me go drink.
This is my full-time job too. So I'm doing this 100%. I've been doing this whole time. And so there's no way out of it. The only time that I have away from this is when I'm sleeping. And now I'm hardly getting any sleep. And I'm just like, well, shit.
Right? Yeah. I feel you. I understand that.
But I don't have little kids to take my mind off of this. So I'm like, I wonder if my brother needs help with the kids. Like, I want to get my mind off of this.
Right? I don't know. Right now, Anubis's idea is sounding great. I like
Learn after an event.
Before and after. Maybe during. If y'all see me with a flask, just mind your business. Okay? Don't touch me.
We have some cups for you.
There you go. No judging, okay? I like this. This is
Amy's gonna be hiding out in the kitchen.
Hey, you know what? Don't tempt me with a good time, okay?
In our VIP area. You can be in our VIP area.
Even better. Even better. Okay. I'm just saying. That's a whole thing. I don't know. I feel like most conventions, small or big, mostly I want to say like the small ones and stuff, they really are like a labor of love. And I think that's why we stress ourselves out so much about doing them.
And see, I want it to be a smaller convention just to start off. But like I said, I have another co-founder and he wanted he wants the flashy lights and he wants the big blingies and stuff like that. And I just wanted to be, I guess for my first show, I wanted it to be a glorified toy show.
Yeah.
With maybe one or two guests. And now we have I think we have 7 voice actors and 11 featured artists and like all of this stuff. And I'm like, how did we get here? Like, what happened?
You haven't announced your last guest yet, then?
I haven't, no.
Okay. Or you're missing about 5 artists on your list.
Yeah.
I've been keeping track of everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we have a lot of cosplayers from all over Texas, just because we want we want to represent the cosplayers all over Texas. And right now we're doing kind of this Texas Proud thing. So all the voice actors and all the featured artists and all the cosplayers and everything, they're all Texas based. And even I'm pretty sure, I think that there's one guy that he's from Canada, a vendor. He's from Canada, which is really impressive. He's coming all the way just to come to our little town, our little city, and our little itty bitty show from Canada. So I don't know, I guess I kind of felt kind of real on me there. You know how you felt real with your voice actors and stuff like that? I felt whoa, somebody's calling us from Canada. But that one right there, that one was a hard sell. He messaged, he emailed or messaged me or something. And he wanted to know all of these questions. And so I ended up calling him and everything. He goes, oh, I've been doing these shows for a while. And I've never had an owner call me. I've never had a show call me. And I said, well, we're trying to be different. We want to get to know all of our voice actors. We want to get to know all of our artists. We want to know all of our vendors. So we handpicked everybody. So nobody just came in without us meeting or talking to them. So we literally talked to all of them.
Oh,
Whether
okay.
through email, through person, through messenger, we talked to everybody. But that was also crazy too. I don't think I would recommend that. I would not.
I let Greg talk to everybody just because, I mean, yeah, they can talk to Greg. I can be, I'm fun, bubbly and everything, but my emails can just be very like, yeah, okay, nope, sounds great. Ooh, yeah, you're wonderful. You know, it's like, I don't know.
I have this horrible habit. If my phone rings, I have to pick it up. If someone messages me, I have to respond immediately. Same thing with emails. I can't just sit there.
Yeah.
I can't just let it sit there. I have to get it. I have to. Like, it is my super, super bad habit.
I believe in the why not? Let's see what happens. Message that person. Let's email that person. Let's, I reached out to a couple voice actors back at the beginning just because I was like, and I'd always end it with, I just would like to know what it would look like in the future, how to get them to come. Like, I know that this is so short notice, or that we're only a one day or something else. I would just like to know in the future. And I got a couple replies back about how much it would cost, everything I need, and things like that. Because I think the idea for all of us is to grow our conventions and to, for me especially, is for go from a 1 day to a 2 day to a 3 day. So I want to know what's the next step I need to take. And I already make the connection so they know that, oh, this is the guy who emailed me last year, and now he wants to upgrade again.
Right.
Oh, that's funny. Anubis.
I like that. I need to do that.
Oh, someone's calling me.
But
can you answer?
There's
Sorry, I need
there's a lot of moving parts to every show, and each show's different. It depends on the location, depends on, like I said, location is the main part, and the population, and if that population's into that, that's all. I mean, it's all a flip of the coin. In all honesty, it's a flip of the coin.
Yeah,
it's a gamble.
It definitely is.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me nervous. You
got time to be nervous.
I know, but okay, listen. Let me explain.
No, she doesn't.
To you. This man right here that is sitting right here beside me, this little man right here, okay? Let me tell you, he's had me nervous since the day he asked me in February if I wanted to do it, okay? And that was a year and a half in advance. Because this man's like, Amy, we don't have a lot of time. We need to get all this done. We just now got all our Amy, we need to get stuff done. I'm like, shit, it's not even the year it's going on. I'm like, damn, I'm trying to survive 2022, Greg. I don't even know my name right now. And you want me to start freaking out about November of 2023? Shit, I ain't got that far. I don't even know what Friday is. What is the date? So this little man right here, he already has me stressed out beyond it. Okay, he's created all these little like groups, Facebook groups, and then these little email chains. And then I'm over here just like, holy shit, I'm drowning and I don't know any of these people, and I should because I'm part of it. And I don't know none of y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't. I'm trying real hard. But I straight don't. I'm not very good with that. But see, so it's not that I have time to be stressed out. Greg makes me feel like it's happening next month. And I'm not gonna lie, I've literally almost shit myself 2 or 3 times thinking, oh shit, is it November? I'm just saying, like, it's a true statement.
I like getting it done. Get it done early.
There's more than just getting it. I don't know. I'm also very like, okay, my computer desk is not organized, so take what I say with a grain of salt, okay?
Not for long. It is 2022, but not for long.
But when it comes to like structure and things like this, I am like very organized. I like to know what's happening and when it's happening. But if I have too much advance notice, then I'm kind of one of those people where I'll be like, oh, okay, well, I'll do that in January, and then shit, I forget, and I'm just like, damn it, Greg, why'd you tell me so early, man? Like, just wait till the year up, then it's on my radar, because I own another business. I run like 2 or 3 different businesses, and I'm doing it. And so that's like this link. He sent me this link like earlier in the week, and then he did text me before, and he's like, Amy, do you still have the link? I'm like, shit, no, I ain't got the link. I don't know. I don't. Like, it's just one of those, you can't give me too much time to work shit because it doesn't play ever in my favor. Ever.
So. I think for me, it was me, my co-host, which is my friend Drew, and then his girlfriend Angelique, who was I made her my recruiting manager because she was so good at coming up to people and talking to them and telling them to come to our convention. Nice. I think at different times, and then eventually I got my 4th person who came and helped us, which was Cam. And at different times, everyone had a freak out, and I didn't really like stress and freak out until it was closer. And luckily for me, my co-host Drew, the day of the convention, he was very calm and stuff, so it allowed me the last couple of days before it to be nervous, to freak out, to do all that, because everyone takes a turn. So I think that made me feel better.
Yeah. I don't know. We're gonna ride the wave. It's kind of my motto. Whatever Greg tells me to do, I'm gonna do it.
Also, every little victory, every today we sold 10 tickets, or today we sold a ticket. Take it. Take every little victory and make yourself feel better. Like, today we got another vendor. That's great. And that's one more. Today someone shared our post. Awesome. Just take the little victories. That's how you do it.
Oh, yes, I do. See, I'm telling you, set the bar low. It works. It works so much better.
Yes, I agree with that. Every victory does count.
Mm-hmm.
But I think one of the main things, like I said, is make sure you have fun doing this. Don't stress yourself out. And yes, we're all going to stress out, but make sure that you give yourself some time to have fun. Enjoy your show also.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
I very much enjoyed my show the whole time I was there. And I really my volunteers were really my friends, and my mom who helped out too. It was just so much and overwhelmed, the idea and how you wanted to execute it. And all these people came together around you and saw your idea and were there to help you execute it. And it was just, that to me was the best part.
Definitely. Well, everyone, I know we're definitely over our hour mark. Believe it or not, time flies when you have fun.
Yes.
Now, and believe it or not, Amy and I didn't give each other that much hell this show.
Together around you and saw your idea and were there to help you execute it. And it was just...
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
I think that was Amy. Amy, what are you doing? You're muted.
Yeah, Amy, you're muted.
I know I'm muted. No, my Facebook, I had someone that kept calling me, so I went to click deny on it, and when I did it on the video, but it was frozen on that screen, so I was over here on mine, like, oh man, and I'm like, oh shit, wait, did I just hear this? And I did, and I was like, oh shit, that's me. It's usually never me, so whatever.
Amy's having a shot after the show.
I'm gonna go call that Texan. I'm not even lying. I will not ever call it a white Russian because it doesn't have cream in it. It has Mootopia, which is such a Texan thing, and tequila and whiskey. So it's my Texan, okay? It's just Texan pure and through. I will have one of those. I have earned it. I've earned it. So
there you go. But everyone, we will catch you on Tuesday with our next show at 11 a.m. Until then, adios.